Hello, this is to hopefully help you with some tips and tricks on Skull, Storm, Trophy, and Achievement for Inscryption. Now, this run is going to kind of work on one card deck build, which is the Mantis God build. Make sure you have two pelts, and you want to try to get Kingfisher and Beehive or Cockroach. These are very common cards. As long as you get two of those three in the first turn with the pelts, you're guaranteed you're going to get the other one in no time flat. And you want to take Kingfisher and put that sigil on Mantis God, and then you want to take Beehive and just give and vice versa. You can put that. I'd rather you put that on Beehive than Cockroach. So that would allow you to have unkillable free bees, and you'll have complete free summons to the board, which gives you a huge amount of protection. I think a lot of people just go for straight up huge amounts of damage on this kind of a run, but you can actually do it whatever way you want. I think my Mantis God only had 4 strength at the end of this, and I think I put him at 14 health, I think, or 17 health. But I've done runs with smaller ones, and as long as you have the protection, you're good. Uh, the bigger thing is that you can see that I always clear up my backpack to try to get magical bleach, which will wipe off the sigils off the grizzly bears, which you can just finish the run instantly when you do that. I actually don't do it right here because I wanted to kind of show another way to do it, where you can use Direwolf, the bone deck, and place him where the Mantis God is, and he'll shift over. And as long as you do enough damage with Direwolf, you can actually just hit him direct as well. Yeah, I'm just showing both ways. So it's pretty much, I always felt like those builds were the best. Your backpack is very, it's very useful. You need to make sure that on each fight, if you see a backpack before that, grab it, and then make sure that you try to get those items. If you don't get them, try it again. You need to get them. Unless you can get like backpack onto a one character that's unkillable, then I would kind of stick around to that. Airborne and waterborne on Mantis God keeps them pretty much unkillable and very protected for the last part of the fight. And as long as you have magical bleach, you're just going to wipe off the sigils quick. I would also notice, if you see me saving, you're not going to be able to see it because I'm backing out and reloading the video, but saving and having your file saved, backed up, is crucial. If you're doing the campfires, if you're doing, if you're checking out pathways, because if you see right there, I would have saved 2 spaces before I went to that fight, knowing that if I had a little problem here, which I'm not going to have a problem, if you were to have a problem, you can actually go back that much farther. If you have to redo the fight, you just hit options, go back to the start of the menu, then come back. That way you're not forced to just be soft locked into this one fight. I've done it before when I first started playing Inscryption, and then I realized that I'd save it after I beat that fight. I'd cross save it, and then I'd go back and try to check out some stuff, make sure everything was good, clear, and I don't, you have second options. Like, say if I went to this book bag and I didn't get what I wanted, I'm still going to want to grab these items because they're going to be useful. In fact, if I got Magpie Lens on the first choice, I would have picked that as well, because that is a free summon. But that Magical Bleach is very useful. If you don't know how to get Magical Bleach, in Casey's mod, you can do the painting, and it's the challenges where you have to put the images up, you have to put the cards on the board the exact way, go to the painting afterwards, grab the item, and then put it, and then he'll give it to you, and that's an item you can unlock. And I would actually think that, I'm trying to think what ones would be really, because those would be the most useful ones. Back in your save file, and try not to just, when you do campfires, back up your save file. I cannot stress that enough. I know in this run on this card deck build you usually use the ringworm to sacrifice, but you need those charges off the bat. You need the damage, you need the health. After a while, you don't have to worry about it too much. So I would naturally I would set back up the save file. I would put it on my Mantis God, and if it gave me 2 charges, I would put it on him. If it didn't give me 2 charges, I would just do the one. If it was damage. If it's health, I would do it on Mantis God if it was 2 guaranteed. And if it was 1, I'd probably just sacrifice the ringworm at that point. But I wouldn't really worry too much about it. This run is actually, I know it's very RNG dependent, but it is actually very easy if you can get the right cards out. And I mean that sounds stupid. I know anyone can do anything, but I think this was like my second try goofing off trying to get this build, and I think I've gotten this build like at least 6 or 7 times just goofing off, just trying to get all the recording done for this, and it worked each time. It's I think a couple times I didn't, but after a couple hands I ended up getting them because those 3 cards are very, very they're not rare. They're very common, and it's awesome because they make broken decks. A beehive with unkillable means you have free bees, and they can't die, and that means they can't do the damage that would ordinarily just end your run. So I'm just trying to think of anything else I can bring up. I wouldn't practice the last boss fight. I think it's just 3 phases, and I'll post a video for that as well, just so it's not like this is like a 15-minute long video of me just explaining while you're watching. Hopefully that this is showing and teaching whatever's going to be useful to you. I mean, heck, I think halfway through this build, I actually wanted to do a run where I almost had just bone decks and did a beehive and just tried to get unkillable bones out in the field, and because the amount of coins you get from this is ridiculous. But it's yeah, so hopefully this was helpful. I mean, the hardest part about this challenge, to me, I still believe, is the first part of the level. That starting level, when you're getting everything built up to your first boss fight, is crucial. After that, you're fine. Just make sure you back up your save file. Shut off sync so it doesn't try to download your save file from the game. So it's your file. You can upload it and download it yourself. It's not the game uploading its sync in the console, whatever that new thing is. Because it almost got me the first time I did it when I was goofing off. And I was like, no, I can't have that. So just make sure that's off. Back up your save file, not before fights. Like, say you did a fight, do it then. And then when you're on a pathway trying to choose which way to go. Also, at the end of boss fights, it's really good to do that as well. If you save after a boss fight, the RNG of the map changes on that loadout after the boss. So once you go to that next page, the map will change. Once you've gone to it, it's not really going to change. Everything's already set in stone. The 3-card Monty with the prospector, once you went to that, all those 3 of those rocks are the same item. It was selected prior to you going up to it. So I would never, don't think like it's going to change if you just backed up your save there and kept going back and forth on it. But it's a good thing. It's a good useful tool if you want to try to get something new. Maybe you got all the cards you needed, and you can, maybe you want to get something to kind of boost it up. You can keep re-rolling the map after a boss fight and hope that you get something way better. I think I did that for a couple times, try to get better totems on other runs, and something good came from it. But yeah, the map is pretty much chosen the moment you logged into it. Occasionally, very rarely, it'll change, but not all the time. But I hope this was helpful to you, and if you have any questions, let me know. Maybe I'll edit it and make a more not me improvising and explaining this to you, but I hope it helped. Bye-bye.